Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the Afterparty podcast, where I drunk call some of my favourite producers and try to learn as many of their studio secrets as possible before passing out. If you're a house music fan and you want to get behind the scenes look into the world of producing and DJing, this is the podcast for you. We dive into the artist's story, their big breaks, their production methods and secrets, and generally we have a good old chat about the sesh. So join me for the first ever episode of the Afterparty podcast.
Yo, how's it going, man?
Yo, what's happening, BRE? My main man. What are you doing?
Yes, visible. I'm just going on a little walk in the woods, around some farms and that. My little hometown here in England. What are you saying?
Dude, I called you to talk house. Let's fucking get into it.
Oh, one of my favourite subjects.
Well, yeah, I have to say, we've been friends a long time. You pretty much got me into producing. I remember the many stoner nights in your bedroom. You basically trying to teach me how to do Ableton, and we would get fucking stoned as fuck and make the world's worst music.
Mate, I was a teacher myself as well at the same time to try to teach you. And you know what's funny as well? You got me back into producing after I stopped for ages.
Yeah, that's it. Because I tinkled around a bit, but yeah, you really kind of got me inspired to, definitely to make the switch to Ableton. Number one.
Yeah. Wow, it's funny how it works out, eh?
I was so lost at first. I remember that first time we had that session, and we were on Ableton for like 7 hours straight. The next day, I couldn't even remember how to go into session view.
Oh, I remember that actually.
I was there for like an hour trying to figure out how to even get to the fucking session view. Hopeless, mate.
Dude, mate, I had that same situation as well when I first got it. I was like, I don't know how to use this. And
yeah,
YouTube tutorials at that time weren't really a thing, were they?
Yeah,
it wasn't really a thing.
Not like today.
Nah, not like today at all.
You'd have to watch one for trap music or something, but or hip hop.
Or it was like Skrillex type beats.
Oh man, do you remember trying to find out how to make a good bass line, write a good bass line, and then all the YouTube videos would be like, it's either like a hardcore bass line or just the worst Skrillex dubstep bass lines.
Oh mate, it was terrible.
Oh dear, times have changed though.
They have indeed. Now
you're a shit hot producer with string of releases that just blow the mind and expand the soul. No, you've been doing all right recently.
Stop it. Yeah, not too bad, mate. Yeah, I'm getting better as these recent years have progressed. I think it's kind of like for ages it felt like it was getting nowhere, and then I'd make one okay sounding track. I'd be like, sweet, and then it would get shit again. But now the flow is there, you know.
Yes.
Kind of know I'm doing a bit more. Have some sort of idea.
Even in the productions itself, the flow is better. Like I remember your earlier stuff, you would have fucking phenomenal sounds, cool ideas, but then sometimes I don't know, maybe as the arrangement, something was missing. And now your more recent tracks, I don't know, I hate to sound for lack of a better word, but they sound more like songs. That sounds too harsh. But you've got this sophisticated kind of air to your arrangements. You can tell. I don't know. It seems it's more seasoned from your earlier stuff. for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Do you know what?
Yeah.
It was, I think, before it was just it's the songwriting itself. Like for me now, it's like a story. I have an idea of a story I want to kind of essentially tell people.
Yep.
And then that story comes out in the sounds. Before it was just like getting sounds, just hoping a groove would kind of fit.
Mm-hmm.
It was just basically trial and error. Now I kind of know where I want to put this, where I want to put that. And it's just maturity of anything. You put in hours and you will get somewhere eventually.
Shows, man. Yeah, definitely. Completely agree. So like, where do you get your inspiration from? Like, where are your kickstarts to your songs?
Good question.
You kind of just like start with the drums and then work on some chords kind of guy, or what's the deal?
Yeah, so I'm more influenced by the drums. Drums, I just love grooves, rhythms, and all that. And so what I'll end up doing is now I'll get a 4 or 8 bar loop, and I'll just fuck with that loop, and it will be cluttered to begin with, and then I just reduce until it's like there's enough gaps in it. Like they say, it's the silences in between the sounds which actually make the music. Because if you just have sounds, you know what I mean?
That's literally my Spotify bio.
I haven't even read that.
No, I heard it somewhere, but it's so true. It's like a hidden groove, and you can't hear it. It only makes sense when it's laid out in front of you on a computer screen, when you can see the zeros and ones, so to speak. You can see those gaps, and each when you separate the sounds, that itself makes a little chord pattern or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And what I like to do now is, say if you've got like a rim shot every whatever bar, then on the last or the 4th and the 8th, I'll take the rim shot out and put another clap or put a gap there. So you subconsciously you think that rim shot's going to come, doesn't come. You're like, rah, thrown off a little bit. So it's keeping people like a little bit interested, because I know when I'm off my head in a club, I'm attentive to that detail. And then when something doesn't happen, I'm like, clever cunt. Yes.
No, that's right. I love that. How are you finding your production process without the inspiration of raves? Because obviously there's none of that going on at the moment. So is that a big part of it for you?
Yeah. I'm not really having too much difficulty with it. Like influences, I just Yeah, do you know what, actually? Yeah, because before I was trying to make songs for the clubs. And now I'm just like trying to make something sound good that I like.
Yeah.
And more of music that I can listen to whilst doing something, or in my car, for example. That's like when I put the song in my car and it sounds good, that's when like the car test is like one of those tests for me. It's like, yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah, that's a standard. That's a big part of my mix down process. Is going back and forth from the studio to the car.
Yeah.
Giving
Headphones
myself 24 hours rest, reassessing what's happening on the way to work, write down notes, listen to a few times in my headphones, like shitty headphones, pick up things, write notes, go back, add things, export, repeat the next day. Because especially with mix down stuff, you can kind of go in circles if you spend too long, and you're not taking breaks. And
exactly.
Yeah, for me, it's like once I've listened to a loop for more than an hour, it's almost like my brain gets frazzled, and you kind of do start to make bad decisions. Maybe
repetitive syndrome. Hey, yeah, and then before you know it, the song is not what you intended it to be.
Yep.
At all, and it's like, and then sometimes I lose hope. I'm like, oh fuck this, new project. So I think the key is when that happens, stop. Say if you're on a drum loop, stop that. then just fuck with chords for a bit, or learn how to do chords or something like that. That's what I've been doing, just keep myself interested.
Yeah.
Like an hour a day.
Yep. It's tricky though, like, because I find I jump around too much maybe, and it kind of probably fucks with my the speed of how I get shit done. I'm trying to become a bit more like methodical, and
yeah,
I'm a bit too loose maybe. I mean, it's maybe good for like ideas, but I don't know. From a lot of producers I've spoken to, I'm a fucking longhead. I spend far too long on songs. I've spoken to a few people now. So if they don't finish a song in like 2-3 days, they never finish it. Next track.
Yeah.
Which to me is crazy. Like, because I can't do, like, if I really start the layout of a tune, I know it's a good idea. So
yeah,
how do I not finish that?
Well, we all have our different ways, our different tactics.
Mm.
See, I do have that a little bit. If I don't get the arrangement done within session 1 or 2, and it's just a loop, usually I don't fuck with it, really.
Yeah.
I have to get that arrangement up. Once the arrangement's up, I take as long as I need to get it sounding how I want it to sound.
Yeah. I've spent, multiple sessions just on the loop, perfecting the loop.
Yeah.
Because at the moment I've got so many different ideas in loops that I'm like, fuck, well, I've got so many unfinished projects already. Like, which one do I commit to? So I try to get them all as good as possible, so I can really be like, there's a whole song here. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, man. So, what got you into the game? What was like the turning points for you? Maybe early raving days, or
yeah. So it really all began, I'd say, when we went to Creamfields in 2009. Bit before, I'd never been to a club to listen to house. It was drum and bass and dubstep before. And I tried to make a little bit of dubstep previously. Scream and Benga were obviously my first ever like influences of making music. I'd watch Benga on YouTube, and he had some different software that I couldn't get at the time. So because I didn't know the language of music or production, in fact, it just didn't really go anywhere. And
dude, let me butt in there, because it's so funny you say them two, because for so long that it was like, now that you say it, their style was like a big influence in your style. I'd say a lot of your earlier stuff was very almost, the grooves were very kind of dubby and breakbeaty, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, a bit broken beats and stuff like that.
That's what I was saying about earlier. How like now you got more of kind of a constant groove, where before it was very, I don't know. Yeah, maybe even like some burial influences, I'd guess.
Yeah. Oh, mate. Yeah, definitely. Burial's definitely up there as well. Have you heard his new music actually?
No, I thought he kind of just fell off.
Dude, he's got a new song I heard on the radio, believe it or not, and I believe it's 4 on the Floor.
Uh-huh.
But it's his sounds, weird sounds, and it's nice, mate. Really nice.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm checking him out tomorrow. But no, carry on with your story. So
So yeah, and then it was really Benga and Scream. Like we went to Concord 2.
Never forget.
And I don't even remember.
Dude, oh man, there's a black guy in the queue with an afro, and you were like, "Oh my god, that's Benga!" And you went up to him and thought he was Benga. The guy just
rattled, mate.
And then, we actually did see Benga. No, but that party was fucking crazy. I swear to God.
Wild.
At one point, when they played Going In For The Kill Scream remix, I had my hands in the air. I remember it. We were right at the back of the club. It was so fucking bassy. I looked at the baggy parts of my t-shirt sleeves, and they were fucking vibrating with the bass. Like,
mate,
it blew my socks off.
Yeah, that is a very, very good. Well, was a very good club for, or even a venue for that type of music. Just so good, so dark as well.
Hey, something about the sound system being under the road at Brighton Seashore, being under like 50 foot of concrete. Something about the acoustics of that, just like that bass is not escaping; it's bouncing.
Yeah, and it's going through every cell of your body. So to continue, it was.
I nearly just spat beer all over my fucking phone. Oh man.
So yeah. After that, those sorts of days. No, I think it was the same years. I don't know, but 2009 went to go Creamfields with you and the boys, and that and then Fabric after that really set me into, I actually want to make house music or techno music or four on the floor, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It was just something about it which the dubstep and drum and bass, raving to it, I couldn't do 12-hour rave to dubstep and drum and bass. But house, I can. I can do for 3 days. 3 days straight. Well, before all this happened.
There's been a few of them.
You know, so yeah, so, and I don't know, something just got me. Going to Creamfields. I think I spent most of my time with you actually in Creamfields. We chopped and changed from drum and bass dubstep. We saw Scream and Benga there.
Yeah.
And went to. It wasn't. I dare say it's even.
Sorry.
That's all right. I dare say it's even house music we was listening to. It was more like cream, music.
You know what it was? It like kids these days won't remember this, but it was fucking. Well, back then it was just called house, but now it's known as electro.
Yeah, that's it.
Dave Spoon, you know.
Yeah.
Who are the two guys that
Boy 8-bit.
Yeah, Boy 8-bit.
Oh,
fuck me. You must have seen
Shadow Child.
Shadow Child, absolutely. But this was almost a bit before. What were those two DJs? We saw them at O2 Arena. Plump DJs.
Oh yeah, breakbeat type electro. Yeah.
Oh, Deadmau5 was popping off, and back when he was actually like house music.
Yeah, do you remember that O2, the Deadmau5? That was
for the New Year's Eve. That was the craziest fucking party ever.
It was insane. Yeah.
What year was that? Was absolutely that 2010 or 9?
2000. That was. I think it was 1 or 2 years after Creamfields.
So maybe like 11, maybe I don't know. But I've never experienced bass like that, mate.
Yeah, maybe. I think. Do you know what? It was 11 yet.
By far, the bassiest experience, and I've been to them all. Like,
yeah, that was nuts.
It was so bassy that if you stepped on the floor, you would throw up.
Yeah.
It could have been all the fucking drugs I was taking, but I've never felt nothing like that before. Yeah, I could feel like my small intestine jiggling.
Oh man, yeah, I remember that was a very good night.
I felt shell shocked at the end of that, honestly.
Yeah, bit PTSD.
Yeah.
Waking up in the hot sweats in the night. What happened? Oh, I'm in bed.
I thought I was still there.
Oh man.
Oh god.
Jesus. Yeah. Do you know what? We talk about the O2 and Deadmau5, and my house tracks, or electro, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I got my influence when I was going to the four on the floor was Deadmau5.
Mm. Oh yeah.
When I opened up my Mac the other day, I had that track "Where Is Gary?"
Yes.
And you can hear it. You can hear it, mate. the Deadmau5 influence.
You can hear the Deadmau5.
Yeah, you can literally hear Mouse in there.
I love it.
So yeah, it was literally Fabric, Creamfields, and then that O2. Definitely that.
So your goal was just, I'm not even want to say a goal, but you just felt instantly drawn to the production side.
Yeah.
Of the DJing.
Just wanted to create.
Yes.
And because I didn't have decks at the time, I was a delinquent and didn't fucking save up anything. Just fucking spent money on drugs.
We all did, mate. It's okay.
Yeah. So I could get Ableton. I had a Mac, and that was the easiest thing to do. And just, I don't know, it was some sort of creating, you know, some sort of creative thing inside me which wants to make things, build things, and explore.
Yeah, I couldn't have put it better. That's great. So what was your first gig? I can't even remember.
That I played.
Yeah.
So first gig I believe was in Ibiza 2016. No, yeah, when I was, where was it? It was actually in the winter season, because I stayed there, as you know, for a year and a half. Went there for one season, didn't come back for a year and a half.
Fucking hell. That's like doing 4 seasons.
Yeah, literally. But the winter's a bit different as well, so it's a very different island in the winter. I kind of enjoy it there. Very, very dead, you know, open. You really see the beauty of the island, but I digress. So it was in this little club. I forget what it's called, but it was just playing for this bar that was open every either Thursday or Sunday, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I just basically was just practicing there. And yeah, that was the first little gigs.
How did you feel? Was it, because my first gig was actually in Ibiza as well.
Oh, was it? Where was that?
It was at Viva Bar.
Ibiza Bar. Ah, yeah.
I think that broke many UK DJs to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just kind of have to like ask a promoter for a set, and you like, you know, for so many hours at the beginning of the night, there's like no one in there. So you just open decks closed. But we'd been sessioning so much and I don't think the decks had turned off for like 12 days in our apartment.
Wow.
Like the speakers were so hot you could like dry your underwear.
I bet they were. Wow. Jesus.
So it wasn't really much for me, because I was like mixing upstairs, walk down the road of the West End, and then I was just on some decks again. Like it just felt like I went to go get a drink and come back. So it was good though.
That is mad shit, man. 12 days.
Zaki managed to land a residency without even trying at Viva. He played like every Friday, I think. And then everyone would then go to Corolla after his set.
Typical Zaki.
Yeah, he would get the club packed.
Wow.
Because he was so popular. Like, it was like, oh, Zach's got a set. Like, all of a sudden at 9 o'clock in Viva on the West End, it's like 20 cunts, 30 cunts in this small little bar. And everyone's having it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Typical Zaki, mate. He knows you cannot go to a rave with Zaki and not find somebody that he knows.
It's nuts.
He becomes friends with them.
Mental. I don't know how he does it.
And he doesn't move. He just stays in the same spot.
For all the people listening, we're talking about a good friend of ours, a fellow DJ, Zaki Din, an absolute legend. Everyone who knows him loves this guy. Loves him.
Literally adores him. He's great.
He's the best. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, it's not making us a love confession to Zaki.
Yeah. But end of the season, he was getting so G'd up and ketty that people were starting to have to carry him to the decks to do his...
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
Oh, love it. Yes, love it.
Oh, that's amazing. Good times, man. Good times.
Do you have any good Ibiza stories? Like, what was the peak of the madness for you? Because everyone gets their peak for their long enough.
Yeah. Okay. I've got a good one. It was DC 10 closing, and you know how DC 10 gets packed.
Absolutely.
But the closings, I'm not sure if you've been to the closing there. It's 2 to 3 times the capacity. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it
It's
was
insane.
mental.
So some guy, he gave me a tab of acid before. He said, in fact, I had like a few tabs of acid on me to give to people that I was with. And I missed the part where he said it was a double drop of the, acid. So I did this about an hour before going into DC10. About 2 hours later, shit, man, it got fucking intense very quickly. Oh, mate,
I can imagine.
And it was so sardined.
Yeah, there's no escape of that club.
Nah. And I was in the middle in the terrace, and it was good actually that I was sardined because I would have fallen over. It was a blessing, and it kind of gave me some protection.
Man. I know exactly what you mean.
Because you know when you're on psychedelics, you kind of like dissociate from your body a little bit and go into some sort of world. But with the people pressing on me, exactly, and the music's there so friggin' loud. But because they were touching me, people were just all around me. I didn't even bring my phone with me. It was just, it was great. It kept me in my body, basically.
It was great.
But do you know what was weird with the acid trip? Was when there would be cycles. It would be when the tension's building up with the music, the DJs are building tension. I would see more of the pickpocketers, literally watching them pickpocket people. I would feel people getting really, really tense.
Oh my God, I've been there before. Oh shit, yeah.
You literally watching it, mate, and it's like, oh my God, like, what the fuck?
Is it real though? Is it real?
I think it is, mate, because I had it once in Amnesia where I caught these two girls pickpocketing, slicing people's bags, and I had 2 bags of Ket in my back pocket, and I was very, very, very aware.
Yeah.
I felt something. Oh my God. Right. And then when I get back to the house, I looked at my Ket and it's been slashed. All the Ket's been taken out, the bags have been put back in. And I was like, they pickpocketed me, and I was aware of them pickpocketing.
No.
So they're good. Yeah. It's definitely a thing.
I've had it where I think someone's trying to pickpocket me. And then I'm like, is this all in my head? Am I just being fucking paranoid? Like, this guy touched my back pocket twice. Or is he just dancing? Or is he just dancing? Am I being a fucking idiot?
Because what they'll do, I watched it, like, very observant when you're on these psychedelics as well, and they tap one person's elbow on their right. They look to the right, take out the left.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was like, wow, that's really, really clever. But anyways,
go give it to them.
As the club, as the music tension was building, I'd see this naughty shit happening. Or I think I'd be seeing it anyways. And then once it released, once it dropped, whatever, there'll be no pickpocketing, everyone was happy. It was like, being like in a Spanish festival.
Yes.
And then you'd feel the darkness start to creep in again.
Yeah.
And I noticed, right, what it looked like, people were just, the crowd was just moving in like a circle. And it looked like the people in the middle of the circle were like going down. Like, let's think, like a plug hole when the water goes down. It looked like that. Mm-hmm. And then when the tension released, people were just dancing. I was like, this is fucking nuts.
Fuck. How long did that go on
moving, it was like an 18-hour trip. not fully embedded completely in it, but the whole time I was in DC10 was there for, it was light when we got there and it was light when we left. So a good like 12 hours or something. And yeah, I lost my thought, but yeah.
So yeah.
Oh no, that's what I was going to say. Every time I'd move from room to room, or I'd move out the room.
But you can't escape. Every time you leave somewhere, you end up on another dance floor.
Took me like an hour to get out. But once you hit the outside, I'd literally feel the air change, and it would hit me, and I would be stumbling out of the door. And obviously, DC10 as well. If you look remotely fucked, you're getting pinched. So
yes.
I was like, I've got to be sober looking.
Especially if you're on the terrace.
Yeah.
Like an
exactly. But luckily,
section.
Oh mate, yeah. Well, actually, do you know what? Going back to Zaki, after I just dropped this acid,
Yeah.
I was with Zaki. I met Zaki there.
Yeah.
Zaki got out, got out something. And as I was starting to come up, this bouncer grabbed Zaki and took him away from me. And bearing in mind everything that was going on in that situation, like in those times, I was like, oh my God, Zaki's gone. Oh my God, what the fuck? Like,
you were by yourself?
having a severely... No, I was with other people. But it was like...
that's intense. Because you don't know what's happening. Is he getting searched for drugs?
Yeah.
You know, like, is he just getting kicked out? Are they fucking taking his passport? Are they calling?
Are they beating him up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or did he work some magic and he'll be back in the dance floor in 10 minutes?
Well, in an hour and a half, he came back and he was like, oh, they just kind of just took me around. And then I kind of just asked to come up, to be let back in. They let me back in, but I lost all my drugs. So,
yeah.
Never mind. And they didn't take anything from him because he literally dropped it.
Mate, only in Spain would that happen.
Yeah.
Where they'd let you back in. You'd be like, oh, go on then. Go on, sport. You ain't got your drugs, you're harmless now. Go on, get in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, mate.
Forgive you.
That club is
Go
naughty. Yeah. Go on then.
Oh, speaking of Corolla, have you heard about... I've seen that it appears that he's been doing a lot of private parties in
Really?
Italy.
Ooh.
And Spain. I mean, and Ibiza. I follow his Instagram page, and back in the European summer, just as I think you guys got let off these restrictions. Yeah, I kept seeing. I kept on the gram. It would say private party as the tag, as the location.
Wow.
But there's fucking 1,000 people in the park. And then he's doing yacht parties and shit, and
yeah.
So I think Corolla's kind of been a bit like, fuck you,
mate. Well, if you can, there's people are always going to try and find a way to listen to music and to go to these sorts of events. Look how it started, illegal raves.
And if there's one nation that will find a way to party, it's the Italians.
They love it.
They fucking love it, dude.
They love it. There's more Italians in Ibiza than there is Spanish people in the winter, I swear.
Dude, if there's Italians at a party, I know I'm having a good time. I'm just the energy they give off is infectious. They just love to get down and be loud. Yeah.
And they share as well. I've had it multiple times where they've shared with me whatever they're doing. Like if it's a drink, they go, oh, amigo, here's, have some water.
You're like their rave neighbour.
You go through these times and then you become friends.
Yes. Dude, you've spent 8 hours straight sharing experiences with this guy to the right of you.
Yeah.
You've been sharing smiles and drops and the same. You give each other the bass face or whatever. You would both agree, this is fucking sick. You get a connection on some level with that person. And so to share a fucking bump or a beer.
You do, yeah.
Or a toke,
Yeah. Oh.
It's all part of the love, baby.
Oh man, it's those early morning tokes when somebody pulls out a joint, the whole club's like, where is that joint?
Yeah. That's it. And it's those early morning rave spliffs that are the best. Absolutely.
Oh mate, yeah.
Especially if the sun's coming up. If you're an Amnesia Terrace and the sun's coming up and you spark up a joint, you might as well be in heaven.
Mate, you are a god.
You sitting on the stage and just admiring the beauty of everyone fucking getting down to their heart's content, and you're just rolling up a bifter. You fucking spark that shit, standing up on the stage, just admiring the chaos. Your eyes can't even decipher all of it.
No.
You widen your scope, and you spark that up and look at the fucking sun beaming in, and you're in paradise. I miss it.
Wow. Yeah. Words cannot fathom what I'm feeling right now.
I got a boner.
Yeah. I'll ask you a question now. Do you feel like there's something primal about these raves that we go to, all people linking up and dancing for hours on end. There's something like deep within us, I feel.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. I think honestly, like, I don't want to get too new wavy on you, but I feel like, I don't believe because I don't know, but I feel like telekinesis or like some sort of communication, no words, is like possible.
Yeah.
And I feel
100%.
like you can get on the same wavelength with someone, and at those parties, it seems like everyone gets on the same fucking wavelength. I don't know. It's just it's the music. We all vibe into the same frequency, literally.
Yeah, because it's a frequency of sound.
Yeah, we all hear the same fucking beat. We're all experiencing the same thing at the exact same time together, and something about that just creates magic. I don't know. It almost amplifies it for everyone else because we're all together. Do you know what I mean?
That's very interesting. Yeah, I do. I totally get you there. That's interesting because the shamanic Icaros, which is their song they use to basically help people with their trips, like the ayahuasca and that, it's 4 on the floor.
Yeah.
It's do slowly, and did house music come from that? Like,
yeah.
Or is it something within us? Or is it, I don't know, like a mathematical sequence which engages our brain in a different way?
Mate,
I don't know.
I believe house music is mathematics, just in some form.
Yeah.
The fact that the 4 on the floor, the perfect symmetry of the kick and the clap, the yin and the yang.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
The
and then all the little components in between. There's something about that in your brain. I don't know. It's like each can be deciphered like individually when it's that way, instead of hearing. I don't know. Instead of like a band when there's like lots of different things going. I don't know, but maybe I'm losing track here. But there's definitely something to that, and you know, it's kind of like this. It's something you just stomp your feet. It's the 1, the 2. There's no other elements. So it's back and forth. It's a circle. It's left and right.
Yeah. It's rhythm, isn't it? I guess it's just keep the constant rhythm.
Yeah, maybe it all stems from your heart because that's 1, 2, isn't it?
Yeah, and exactly. And all of our organs pulse at different rates as well.
Really?
So yeah. There's studies that they've shown that each organ has a different note that it pulsates at.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like a different frequency.
Yeah. I don't know what they are, but I've got got the chart on my Instagram where it shows you. And this is what they can use the tuning forks at certain frequencies to do certain things to you.
I had the doctor use one of those tuning forks on me the other day because I got like a hearing problem. Yeah, really kind of fucked me up at first. He banged it on the table out of the blue. He didn't fucking mention he was going to do it. He pulls out, opens his jaw, and next thing you know, it's like, like shoves in my ear. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. But no, it was weird.
Wow.
Yeah. So tell me, have you got anything lined up? I don't know, like prospects aren't great in England at the moment, but I know you just had a recent radio set that fucking ripped.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
Well, how'd that go anyway?
Yeah, do you know what? It went good. I was chatting with this lady called. She goes on by the name of DJ Anna Kiss on Instagram. Just one of them, you know, those little Instagram friends you gain. And then she invited me to come on the radio station. I was like, oh, amazing. So I went there. I was a bit nervous, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But as soon as we met, the nerves.
And you were streamed live as well, so it's like another
streamed
element.
Live, yeah. Not too many fuck ups, which I was happy with, and it was good, mate. Really enjoyed it. Played a few songs which I wanted to play.
I was watching it live, dude. It was great.
I know. I saw you there. I saw and Zaki as well. Saw you and Zaki there.
I was staying up till like fucking 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, respect. That's the love right there.
I was basically just listening to it like with my eyes closed in bed. It was nice. No, you two bounced off each other pretty well. It was good. It was good.
Yeah. It was good, man. And we did vibe with each other without the music as well, which was good. That's always good, man.
Yeah.
And I love it how music brings two randomers together like that.
That's the best.
Because if there was no music, we'd just be maintain maybe Instagram friends, but who knows?
It's so funny you say that. I think that's why it's so easy to make friends and when you go to FIFA. Because
common thing, isn't it?
You know that guy likes house music. Pretty much. It's like 90% chance that this guy is so fucking into house music too. And you can have any stranger, you can basically have a good fucking chat with them. You know?
Yeah, precisely.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's an amazing thing.
It really is. It's beautiful, man. I don't know what I'd do. That's so cliche to say that that song, house music, saved my life.
Yeah.
Definitely helped me get through some times.
I don't know, like I mean, I hate to sound snobbish, but like I definitely feel like people who aren't in the house music are missing out. I feel like we're abusing our bodies, but God, we're getting some incredible kicks out of it. Kind of kicks that you just can't get watching friends at home on a Friday night.
No. Well, there's in life, mate. There's a give and take for everything.
Yeah, that's so true.
It gives you it gives you something, but takes something equally back, and that's just the law of nature and just the law of life.
Mate, that's such a good way of putting my drug habit. I don't feel so bad about it now.
Yeah, man, because it's giving you things, like it's shaped your character. And yeah, it may have taken a couple of years off your life, but it's gained you experience and connection with other people that you wouldn't have connected with before. And it's I can't remember the exact quote, but isn't it better to live a life shorter to actually live it rather than to long it off and not live it?
Yeah. I've heard, that's not how it goes, but I've heard the quote.
Yeah, that was completely butchered, but the essence is there.
That was like the nursery version.
Yeah.
I completely agree, man. It's like you can't live in fear either, even though obviously we all experience fear, but you can't let fear completely dictate decisions.
No,
then that's definitely
take it into account,
mate. If that was life, then you'd end up never going to the dentist. What kid was
you wouldn't cross the road, bro.
Exactly.
You wouldn't cross the road. You'd be like, oh, dude, there's a chance I could get run over by now. Run over walking the road. You would never cross the road.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyways,
and that's such a prevalent way of thinking in like these times as well. But So, well, it's kind of fucked up because I'm moving back to England, and apart from being reconnected to my friends and family, the main thing I'm absolutely looking forward to was getting back to some UK raving, going back to Fabric, getting on the sesh. But COVID, I don't know, man. So I just hope by the time I get back next year, I could do the thing I love doing most, you know.
Well, we could always set up a little backhander. I've been talking to some friends. I've been talking to some friends that are living near London, and she's saying even now there's still boat parties on the Thames, bruv. Illegal boat parties, of course.
How are you gonna illegal? Yes, mate.
Illegal forest raves.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like that. Fuck it, mate.
Yeah, did you hear? Illegal raves are illegal again.
Yes. Bring back the real music, mate, rather than.
Yeah.
I kind of
think it'll be like a re-renaissance. Who knows?
Exactly, because it will bring everything down and it will build back up. It's just a way things go.
It's like the circle of life, maybe, because you know the amount of DJs I've seen like fucking selling like protein shakes on their Instagram page now.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna judge fucking. People
Gotta do what you gotta do, mate. At the end of the
people
day.
literally had careers cut down.
Yeah.
And you know they fucking got fucking 500,000 followers. Of course you're gonna pay your bills.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to see, because I think when the scene does kick back up again, the fees are going to be lower. I think admission prices will have to be, or maybe admission prices might stay the same because it'd be more risky. But you know, the DJ fees are going to be a lot lower. It's going to be places that close down. It's going to kind of like maybe separate the people who were in it for the money. You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
If like a guy can't stay in like 5-star hotels and get flown for a gig, he might quit, you know?
Yeah, it will be people that love the music.
Exactly. Yeah. It might just make local DJs more of a thing. Who knows? And then it'll be, you know, pecking order of just that country, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. And it's interesting you said the Renaissance, because I believe, I think if my history is correct, the first Renaissance, when all the art came, there was more art, more theatre, more literature, came after the medieval dark ages. Mm-hmm. So it's funny we're going in some sort of dark ages now, where everything's kind of shut down, and then the people obviously producing a lot more music now.
Yep.
And it's just going to be a flood of new music.
I know.
New art, new literature. People are forced now to quit their day job they didn't necessarily want to do, and study or work on art and stuff they wanted to do.
It's a blessing for some people, absolutely.
It is. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. There's a silver lining in every cloud.
Dude, I wish I could have got furlough. I really do. I was actually slightly envious of some people, because I was just thinking of all the studio hours I could get in a day.
Yeah, man.
Jealous, man. But you know that, because then you are living the dream. You are getting paid to fucking produce. You're sitting at home, isolating, unable to. You're getting paid for that shit, baby.
Oh, mate, that is the life.
Oh, yeah. So, but you know what? I think you're right. And I think it'll hopefully make the quality, like, set the bar higher, since the influx will be so massive.
Yes.
You know?
Exactly. Yes. There's so much competition. People have to go out and do weird and wonderful music now, rather than the same shit all the time. I'm
hoping for that. I mean, look, even before this whole thing happened, I was already trying to shift my style into something a bit more. Yeah. A bit more. I'm not trying to say it like I'm bigging myself out, but a bit more unique to what I had been doing. Like I kind of followed genres and formulas a bit, maybe too much, and now kind of developed my early influences, and you know, I've just taken it to a newer place. You know, you gotta, and again, and it's for me not thinking so much about the club. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. When I'm producing, I have a lot of thoughts that I'll directly relate back to how's this gonna feel. Like I imagine myself in the club hearing the drop, and if the song doesn't take me there, it's something then it's wrong. You know what I mean? That's I very much absolutely. Because you know, when you sit in your bedroom, it doesn't do the song justice, and you ultimately that is where we're making the music for. That's the goal. Yeah. But the more I've I still think it'd be like club, but I'm just thinking instead of just the standard, I guess, formulas, you know? Yeah, but that's good though, because I've watched your progression from the very start, and you've obviously got all of the foundation in those years, and now with that foundation, you're able to go somewhere different with it, because you've got that brickwork laid already, so to speak. Yes, man. You know, it's funny that you say that, but like, if anything, I'm actually finding it harder to get signed now that I'm trying to be more unique, and it's kind of fucked up because labels like it's almost like they don't want to take risks, and they want the formula. They want the known.
Yeah.
They want the standard.
Because it sells.
I guess it's, it's such fierce competition, just even the fucking sell music, that taking any kind of risk now is almost like, ugh. I mean, only really hot creations can afford to do that. And even then, like, Jamie is super picky. And, he'll always get producers to go back and change stuff. It's so rare that he'll just sign a track as it is. Yeah, I kind of got sidetracked from that point. I forgot what was the point.
It happens.
It happens, bro. Let me crack open another beer. Yeah, I've been kind of getting on it. Not gonna lie. Smoked dude for years.
How is Australia for you over there? How are you finding creativity being somewhere so far away from the heart of the music, so to speak?
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe that's what has sparked my change of style or progression, because I'm not doing a whole lot of raving, I have to admit. And there aren't any real rave spots here. There's some great spots of like unique little vibes, but they're almost more like bars in a club, and there's only a certain kind of vibe you could plateau to.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I've had some phenomenal nights at some of these clubs. But yeah, it's not. It is inspiration, like, because I used to get a lot of inspiration from, a good weekend, going out, hearing fucking so many hours worth of phenomenal new music. It's, how could you not get inspired fucking Monday morning or Monday evening? Sorry.
Yeah. Precisely.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's been good because I've kind of like maybe just been getting my own personal inspiration, and I don't know. Maybe just because I've been doing this a while, but while I've been out here, I've been getting more ideas than ever. It's like almost like how you with practice you refine your producing methods and your skills.
Yeah.
I've actually started to refine my sources of inspiration, or just my general ideas when I hear a sample, where I could take it. I think honestly, to me, I think that's my best skill, or my asset, because I consider myself more of a DJ than a producer, and I feel like I got the ear for something that's hot, something that can work. And my musical talents are subpar, but I can get like, I got like, you know what I mean? I got the ear for like what's hap, which people would argue that's the real job of a producer.
Well, mate, you are a very creative person outside of music as well. Just my observation. For our whole friendship, you've always been the one to, we'll go get stoned, and it won't just be a typical in the car. It'll be, let's go climb a tree and get high in that tree. Fucking oath, mate.
Fucking oath, cunt.
And fucking oath, cunt. Yeah. But just watching your stories on Instagram, and you're playing some video, and then you're making a beat out of just pausing and pausing and playing it.
Well, that's a real insight to how I like kind of mini test ideas before even fucking downloading YouTube video. I'll just go to SoundCloud, play a beat, and then just start playing the audio over it. And that's the quickest way ever to just be like, say for instance, you find like some poetry sample on YouTube, you just play that poem, and then you bring in a beat, and sometimes it just locks and it works, and you're like, oh shit, that's a song right there. I might as well just rip that guy's song. And
it's been done before.
That's how you do it.
Not to mention any names.
No, but yeah, I mean, that is general insight to how I, test ideas out.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I guess my only real problem is time.
Yeah, of course. Now you've got a little one.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm just a slow producer, so I feel like if I had the rate of some other producers, that with the amount of hours I put in a yearly basis, that I should be fucking I should be making like 20, 30 tracks in a year. If I could work at some of the workflows that people I've spoken to.
Yeah.
And I've heard other established producers talk about, what they'll do, and this is what I've started to do this as well. Is that you basically make a year's worth of tracks, right?
Yeah.
And then you pick and choose all the best songs, and then you basically attack that year with like, right, I'll sign in this label. Hopefully, I can sign in this label. You know what I mean? And then you hit it all at once. You can create a buzz. You're constant, and you're also just choosing all the excellence. Like, you're not doing any releases you would regret because you've literally thrown away the one. You're picking the best of the best.
Oh, that's a really good idea, actually.
Mate, that's what I plan to do next year. I'm just gonna like finish off. I got about 12 projects that I feel like could all be singles, or would work in some way together. And I'm just gonna really like treat it like an album. Treat a string of EPs like as if they're an album. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
And all that shit helps with algorithms as well. That's one thing I've learned. Especially Spotify. If you fucking release twice a year, nothing's getting triggered. But if you get a release once a month or every 2 months, something happens in the algorithms that lets them know this guy needs to be shown more because he's a real deal. He's working. He's producing figures. He's producing views. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
If there's any pauses and gaps, it fucks with the algorithm score kind of thing.
Yeah, because everybody's so instant gratification that
the slightest
gap, null and void.
Same with YouTube. It's the same with Instagram. If you'll never go fucking like viral on Instagram if you're only posting like fucking once a week, unless you get lucky.
Yeah.
Like, there's people that like literally stories every day, like 2 posts a day, kind of, minimum. Like, these are the things you got to do to appease
like a job.
The almighty algorithm.
Yeah.
And dude, I've got to say, I fucking hate this part of the game. And it's not for me. I don't like whoring myself out on the internet to basically make myself look as sexy as possible to promoters.
Yeah.
It should be about the fucking music, not my Instagram page.
Or who you know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, that's always going to play a part of it. But
of course, in anything it will. But
of course, but you know what I mean. Is when it comes to like quote unquote popularity, I don't know. It seems to be all about your social popularity. If you want to get a gig, every promoter, I know, and it's risky times. Well, maybe not so much now, but every promoter wants to sell tickets, and they take the safe bet.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a shift in consciousness needs to happen with the music industry, and because it's not just house music; it's in everything. Every genre is like this as well. I believe. Yeah. You just look at the shit that's happening now with I dare say call it hip hop, but you know what I mean. Like, hip hop back in the 90s was real good music. Now you have to go underground to get the real good music.
Yeah.
And the stuff that comes out is just what the youth like.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it's interesting because now it's completely a digital escape. I mean, obviously a radio is a big part of it, but it doesn't even need to be anymore.
Yeah.
There's people who are like world famous that probably hardly ever get played on the radio.
That's true.
In some places, you know what I mean? Like, when the hip hop world, at least. Like, I mean, look at Mac Miller, for fuck's sake. He didn't get played on the radio until he died.
Yeah, and he was amazing.
Oh, yeah, he's fucking world famous. And it all came from YouTube.
Self-made as well, independent.
Self-made. And I think he was the first person to get Billboard #1 from an independent. So that's all his profit. Fucking genius. The kid's fucking, he was clued up, man.
Mate, he is a wonderful soul, man, really is. And I really liked all of his albums in different ways. They all were different in some aspect.
Dude, Kool-Aid and Frozen Pizza came out 10 years ago. Can you believe that?
Oh, mate. I can't believe it, mate.
That
So,
shit,
yeah. That was so good. I loved it.
Even
Absolutely.
though
So
we were,
happy, and it was.
oh man, that's it. It
Gone.
was taking hip hop back to kind of just like, yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
day. I got new trainers on.
Yeah.
Let's smoke a joint with my homies in the park. Like, it's, you know, it's just happy shit.
And he was somewhere between, like, around our age.
He was younger.
So we could kind of.
Younger. So
was he younger
it's
than us?
funny. Yeah, we were his elders.
Wow. Wow.
Oh man, dude, we digress. We're not even talking about house music anymore, but
Just talking about music.
that's it, man. That's what I really just want to talk about. Oh, maybe we should do like a quick fire round or something. Okay, what's your longest bender?
I've got longest bender. I've been awake for 4 days and I started to trip. 4 days straight in ibiza.
Like?
Actually,
because I listened to this podcast with David Blaine, and he did when he was in one of his challenges because he couldn't sit down. He was fucking hallucinating big time.
Yeah.
And he said it was not like psychedelics. It was real. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's like his consciousness wasn't changed. He could just fucking see shit.
Dude, it's like everything's still the same. But say if you're looking down at something, you could see the figure of somebody there. You look up and then there's nobody there. Or things in the corner of your eyes would happen, and voices in your head, like actual voices. Not just your thoughts, but like actual voices. And you're like, oh, it's scary, mate.
I tell you what, though, I had it once. I had that once where I took some fake acid and I walked home. It's funny. I was at a house, right, and I took it and I got drunk and stoned and I forgot I even took acid and I passed out. And then I woke up tripping and I decided to walk home.
Oh my God.
And yeah, like I was walking home and yeah, similar sort of thing. I was getting a bit paranoid at every little shadow and literally it was like,
yeah, whispering, giggling.
Yeah.
Oh,
mate, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite beer?
Gone. IPA of all sorts.
I'll have to agree with
good
you.
Good hoppy IPA. Yeah, good hoppy one. Not too bitter.
Yeah, I the fruitier the better for me, but I want those hops to come through.
Yeah.
Oh, we can agree on that. What's the best weed you've ever smoked? That do you have a name or what was
Purple Mendocino. Purple Mendocino.
Was that in Ibiza?
Ibiza, yeah, from a smoke shop. Just the nicest buds, and got you so fucking high, and so much crystals, and we had this press, this big like 20-ton press that you press to make the rosin. It came up purple, mate. It was so
Love it.
So good, so good.
I think it just came a little bit.
Oh, what's your favorite weed?
Dude, for me, all my favorite weeds haven't even been about the high, been all about the smell profile. And without doubt, the fucking mango haze we got at one time from Danny T.
I thought you were gonna say that. Yeah.
Dude, it's like my Moby Dick. I'm yet to find it again. I've been searching high and low. It's the best smelling thing ever. I honestly didn't want to smoke it.
Wow.
Yeah, but we went in together on it, so
we did. It was amazing. It was. I remember that actually at the skate park. At a skate park.
It's so good. That and bubblegum. Anytime if anyone's got bubblegum, I'll take that over anything. Just for the sheer taste and smell. Yeah. So what you listen to at the moment? What song you kind of putting on in your car? What's getting you going? House music wise.
House music wise. I haven't really been listening to too much house music, to be honest with you, recently.
Really? Okay.
Really, yeah. It's apart from mixing. Oh, okay. No. I tell you what. Kepler, UK guy.
I've heard of him.
It's like retro house. I've got a couple of vinyls coming from the internet, but it's taken forever. But it's really, really interesting. It's different take. He's really nice. I still love like Ben Rao and stuff like that. Ben Rao, and I was on my old USBs.
He's so consistent.
Yeah, I was on my old USB with all like the 2017 music, and it's just the classics, mate. Like Seven Fisher music, house music saved my life. Yeah.
Okay, dude. Well, I just got a notification from my laptop saying I'm about to run out of memory, so I think we need to wrap it up.
Yeah, I've got to go back to work anyway, so we'll love and leave each other.
No, that was sick. It's good to catch up.
That was a nice little chat, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, you too, brother.
It's good to know that we're on complete different ends of light spectrums at the moment, and we can still connect and have a good chat.
That's it. The beauty of the internet.
Fuck yeah, man.
Lovely, mate. All right, you take it easy, bro.
All right, dude. Peace and love.
One love.
Thanks, dude. See ya.
Peace out, man.